Okay, back now to our main story about the Israeli operation which has killed the military leader of Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Well, Dr. Makaima Abu Sada joins us now on the phone from Gaza City. Dr. Abu Sada, what is the condition at the moment? Tell us what you are seeing, what you're hearing.
Well, what happened today is that around 4 p.m. Gaza time, Israel assassinated the top Hamas military leader in the middle of Gaza City. And after that, Israel has targeted around 50 targets, including Hamas training camps, which belong to Al-Qassam brigades, other security installations, which are run by the Hamas-led government here in the Gaza Strip. Every now and then we hear the sound of bombings in different areas of the Gaza Strip. The 50 targets which have been hit by Israel are located all the way from the north to the south of Gaza.
And is it safe for you to go outside, or is it too dangerous?
To be honest with you, Gaza has become a ghost town at this moment. It's almost 9:30 right now, Gaza time, and nothing is moving. No cars, no people, nothing is moving in the streets of Gaza. The Palestinians are expecting a major Israeli war against Gaza, like the one which was inflicted on Gaza at the end of 2008. And as a result of this escalation, the situation is very dangerous at this moment, and no one is moving right now.
Okay, but Doctor, none of this would have happened, presumably, if Hamas hadn't decided to attack southern Israel with rockets over the weekend.
Now, let me just say that Hamas was not involved in the launching of missiles over the past 4 days. It was other Palestinian resistance groups who launched missiles and mortar shells against Gaza. But as a result,
well, Hamas didn't condemn it, did it?
What I'm trying to say is, as a result of the assassination today, Hamas has launched a number of missiles against Israeli major populated areas. And Hamas issued, Al-Qassam brigade issued a statement today that they are going to retaliate against this assassination. And I'm using their own words, that Israel has opened the wars of hell on itself as a result of this assassination.
Dr. Abu Sada, thank you very much for talking to us there in Gaza. We can now talk to the Israeli government spokesman, Mark Regev, who is in Jerusalem, I think, tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Regev, there is apparently an IDF statement tonight from the Israeli Defense Force saying that any Hamas operative, whether low-level or high-level, should better stay off the roads and not put his face above ground because they would be hit. Is that the kind of way to treat people who are your neighbours, with whom, at one stage, you want to have a two-state solution?
We're not talking about Palestinians. We're not talking about Palestinians in Gaza. We're talking about the Hamas organization, which, as you know, is considered a terrorist organization not only by Israel, but by the European Union, by Canada, by the United States, by Japan, by Australia, by much of the world. Hamas is a brutal organization that's been directly responsible, as you just said.
But what do these targeted killings actually achieve?
Hundreds of rockets.
But what do these targeted killings actually achieve in terms of trying to get to the ultimate goal?
Well, the ultimate goal is peace with our neighbours, which we, of course, want. Hamas, unfortunately, is the arch-enemy of peace and reconciliation. They're a very radical, extreme organisation. And over the last few weeks and months, we've seen literally hundreds of rockets fired by Hamas and its allies in Gaza on Israeli cities, on Israeli towns, on Israeli villages, on Israeli farms. What would you do if rockets were falling on your neighbour? Would you sit down and say, that's rain, that's fine? Obviously, the obligation of the government of Israel is to act.
Right. You say that you want peace, but at the same time, you seem to be doing just about everything possible to make it impossible to come to some sort of arrangement with the Palestinians. More settlements planned this year than perhaps ever before. You've got your foreign minister saying that he wants to remove Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian leader, who is considered to be a moderate, from the West Bank. So whether the Palestinians use violent means or peaceful political means, none of that seems to be good enough for you.
With respect, that is totally irrelevant to the situation that is happening now. This is a situation where an extreme group has fired hundreds of rockets on Israeli civilians, and the Israeli government has to act to protect our people as the British government would if the British people were being targeted by terrorists.
But are you
These
acting
people
out of
are not
proportion?
interested in a peace process. We are acting against the military infrastructure of Hamas, against Hamas operatives who say, not Mark Regev, they say Israel should be obliterated. They say every Israeli man, woman and child is a legitimate target. These are people who shoot rockets at schools, at kindergartens, at daycare centres, at places of worship. They are trying to kill our people. We are acting to defend ourselves as any democratic country would do in a similar situation.
But just finally and briefly, here we are, the cycle of violence has resumed once again. How long is this going to last? At what stage does Israel say enough is enough, let's really try and engage?
Look, we have said consistently the government of Israel is ready for the immediate restart of peace talks with the Palestinians without any preconditions whatsoever. We're willing to meet the Palestinian leadership in Ramallah, in Jerusalem, in London, wherever they're happy to. Unfortunately, Hamas opposes any sort of political dialogue. Hamas is with Iran, with Hezbollah, with the other extreme elements. They say my country should be wiped off the map. I wish they could be a partner in peace. I wish they changed and moderated their positions. Unfortunately,
Mark Regev,
what we hear from Hamas are more rockets and more missiles.
We're going to have to leave it there. Mark Regev, thank you very much indeed.